So in this tutorial, we're going to go over the differences between a team and a group. So the common differences when we're talking about a team is a group of individuals. So every team is a group of people, but not all groups are teams. Not all groups are teams, but all teams are groups. So that is one thing. Now, teams and groups differ in five many ways. What are the ways in which teams and groups differ? The first one is their task. The second is a pep, and the third one, the interdependent, and then the fourth one is formal structure, and then lastly, the way they differ is familiarities. Okay, that is familiarity. So this one that's intention. Now, how do teams differ using these concepts from groups? So when you talk about teams require coordination of tasks and activities to achieve a shared aim. Basically, teams have so for a group you might each have a different aim, but for teams you should have one aim. And for you to achieve that aim, you require a coordination of tasks. So you need to coordinate tasks. Each person has to have a task that they carry to achieve a goal. So groups do not need to focus on specific outcomes or a common purpose. Each person can do what they want. But for a team, you have got a common goal. And then when we get to talk about the purpose, so teams are formed for a particular purpose. They have got a particular purpose that they want to fulfill for a particular reason and can be short or long lived. In now when you're talking about groups can exist for life, e.g. a group can be comprised of people of the church or ethnic group. So this is a group of members, this is a group of Christians. It will live and live forever like that. But if it is a team, it is going to be made of people that are going to come together just for a short time or even at times long lived, but they are formed for a particular purpose. That is for a team. When you talk about interdependence, depending on each other, so team members are interdependent since they bring to bear a set of resources to produce a common goal. So each person depends on the other. What you want to do is to fulfill the same thing, and so each person depends on the next person. That is why teams depend on each other. Whereas for individuals in a group, they can be entirely disconnected from one another and not even rely on fellow members at all. That is because you don't have a common goal. Okay. And then also the familiarity. Let's talk about the familiarity between members first. So when we talk about familiarity between or among members, team members are aware of the set of people they collaborate with since they interact to complete tasks and activities. So you are aware of what you have. Because every time you're always interacting, you are sharing tasks. Okay, can you help me with this? You want to achieve something that is going to be common for everyone. But when you come to a group, you are not that familiar. Like it's a very big there are a lot of people which are together. For example, if you take off a church, you cannot be that familiar with everyone in a church of 500 people, unless you are that good. But when it comes to a team, there's that familiarity. So members of a group may have personal relationship or they may have little knowledge of each other and no interaction whatsoever. But for team members, they are always aware of the set of people they collaborate with, and since they interact to complete tasks. Okay, so that is it. And then let's look at now the formal structure. So for the formal structure, team members or individual have got individual roles. Okay. So team members' individual roles and duties are specified and their ways of working together are defined. So each person knows this is what I am supposed to do. That is a formal structure. But groups are generally much more informal. Roles do not need to be assigned, and norms of behavior do not need to be developed. Each person can do what they want. So you don't need norms and tasks. So that structure. In teams, they are very much known. So sometimes it is very difficult to do a distinction between a team and a group. For instance, a set of students might meet on occasions to do group assignments or provide input on a decision. While such meetings typically have an agenda, thus a purpose and some structures, we would not necessarily think of these in attendance as a team. So they've come together, of course. You can think of students. We might not necessarily say that it's a team when students come together, but they have a purpose. They have got also, maybe there are certain roles that they've assigned to each other to do. So that is why sometimes there can be a very big difference between a group and a team. So while such meetings typically have an agenda, so it is very difficult. Okay, while such meetings typically have an agenda, for example, when students get to meet, and thus a purpose and some structure, we would not necessarily think of such as a meeting when they come together. The activity scope and duration is just too small to involve the amount of coordination of resources and effort that teamworks require. That's why we cannot call a group of students together as a team, because their time of meeting is so small they can't bring together their resources and just that effort that it takes to be a team. Well, if this video was helpful, please be able to subscribe and be able to share the video also. Stay blessed and enjoy your day.